And we're recording. So welcome to day 5, aka day 6 of this creating a modern OpenGL game engine. It's sort of like a vlog stream, like it's in the format of a live stream, but it's not a live stream because I've got terrible internet. It's been a little while since I've done one of these, sorry about that. I could try and make an excuse, but really there is no excuse. It's been pure laziness. I haven't managed my time properly, but I'm gonna get back into it and create regular videos on this vlog. So if you remember, where we last left off was, let's just go to this. I've just organized this a little bit better. I've got a documentation folder now. Within that I've got the notes, the project structure, and I've got a planned features documentation as well. Feel free to add to this, feel free to recommend things be added to this. So okay, if we go in the notes, I've added a few things into here as well. We'll go over them when we start implementing them. One of the things that we was having an issue with was the sort of vectors, because we got this screen size at the moment, and the way we would use it, so if I go to the core engine.cpp, be like this: core settings, get screen size 0. It just wasn't very intuitive, because this was the width and this was the height, and GLM has vectors built in, but they have stuff like X, Y, and Z, RGB, those type of variables to access. So whereas what I've done is created like a very simple vector. It's basically a union struct which I've got called foundation. So these are just extra foundations that we're going to be adding over time to the game engines. At the moment all we got is vectors, but we'll be adding more. So if I just copy this into my project, one thing that I've always said is I want to show myself writing the code, and at the very least, if I don't show it, I want to explain it. And this was just something I did, and it's a very simple thing. So I think there isn't much explaining required, but I will explain what was done. So let's add this to the project, and then I'll show you the files that we got. So in foundations, we've got foundation.hpp, and if you include that, you get all the foundations that we've made. For now, it's just 3 vector classes. So if we got vectors, not classes, it's a struct actually. So what we've got is a template. So we will specify the type, the data type when we use it. We'll do vec2, and so this type def is just maximum compatibility. That's what it's there. And then a union. So we've got x, y, rg, width, and height. Feel free to recommend or any other sort of pairs or sets of data that you think would be logical, because we can easily add them. At the moment this doesn't really have any methods such as mathematical operations. I think we'll add that sort of stuff when and where we need it. I will still mainly probably be using GLM vectors, especially for stuff like the mathematical side. This is just for some internal stuff. It's just easier because we can do dot width dot height, and vector 3 the same, width, height, depth, RGB, XYZ, and vector 4 XYZW, RGBA, width, depth, height. And I'll just put mass, but feel free to suggest a better name for the 4th parameter on the vector 4. So now that we've got this, actually, yeah, that was another thing a YouTuber recommended, which is a very good comment. Put a new line on every single file, so to ensure maximum compatibility with what's called compilers, because just in case the file gets included and it doesn't add a new line, so which most modern compilers do, but just to ensure maximum compatibility, it's gonna make sure every single one has at least one new line. I'm learning a lot from doing the series, which is great. I know some people anyway haven't quite liked that. They've sort of commented on Reddit or whatnot saying that you should already know everything from the start, and I think that's incorrect. There's definitely certain stuff I think probably would have been better if I knew instead of how much I do know, but I think I'm learning a lot, and I think it's great for the community to see that process as well, because that's what the main thing about this series. It's not a tutorial series. It's even though you can follow along and I show pretty much everything and I explain pretty much everything, you can access all the code. It is still about documenting, creating a modern OpenGL game engine and the pitfalls around it, because I don't plan too much, and I just want it to be as raw as possible. Now we've got that included. We go to our settings file. We're going to do hash include foundations, and just include foundation.hpp so we can get all of the foundation code. And what we're going to do is replace this with vec2, and it's going to be a gl int. Should be okay, shouldn't give us any problems. Yep, that's fine. The errors are because we've updated this and we haven't updated it in the implemented source folder, source file should say. Another thing I wanted to show you, I forgot, you probably already noticed it, it's within the Sonar Game Engine namespace, hence why I'm not doing anything like Sonar Game Engine : but you usually would do something like that if you're using it outside, which you're more than welcome to. So yeah, for this you just do this screen size equals glm int, and here put sge underscore default screen width, sg underscore default screen height, so I forgot how to assign it because I did do it. This is really weird because I did vec2 gl int, nothing matching. How did I do it? Because like I said, I did. I was positive it was like this. Is not assignable. Ah, I forgot about that. Forgot to remove that. Now let's have a look. That's fine, that was my bad. Did that when I was testing it as well. Turn the screen size, that's fine. And we can actually just copy and paste this code and just replace it with the screen and width height parameters that have been passed in, the arguments. So screen width, screen height, build. Okay, where we got this error? Yep, it should no longer be that, and we just access it like this. So if we were to do dot, let's just do dot width first. So yeah, we could access, let's say, this parameter as dot width or dot x or dot r, because all of these variables share the same area in memory, so it's referring to the same piece of data. So it's just fantastic to be able to use it in a way that's sort of relevant to the context that we're using it within. So build it. It's just the same issue as this. I just need to update it here. Dot width, dot height, let's try and see if the screen is bright enough, if my face might be too dark on here. Should be okay. I'll find out after. If it isn't, on future videos I'll rectify that by turning my other computer on, which I've got like a screen here, and the light from that will fix it. Okay. this video can't be long because it is early in the morning and I do have other stuff to do, gotta get ready for work and whatnot. About another 15 or so minutes. So what we've done is custom vectors. That's all done. I put in it inside framework interface as virtual, because what I noticed when I was going through the code was if we go to frameworks, if we go to GFW for example, we've got void in it, we've got poll events, swap buffers, cleanup. These three are in framework interface, like so, but for some reason the init isn't. So I just wanted to add that. So virtual void init equals 0. Yep, okay, that's fine. That's all done now. Add a new line, also done that. You add username defined for Sonic Game Engine, so we can just do something like that. Learn this from Codecast, they have something similar, or this one, it'll be like a shorthand, fixed window not closing, notice remember that on SDL, we'll get around to that as well. So in settings class we need to do the window size, which we've done. We need to do the depth bits. So for that, if we go to core settings, I'm gonna put core game engine properties, and this particular property is just the size of the window, of the application window returns the vector, the window size vector, sets the window size. Actually, that was another thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to create methods for getting the screens. Actually, we've got methods for getting the screen size, .width and .height. Now, but when we get the entire vector, you might not want the entire vector. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is duplicate this, and we'll just be returning a vector, and this will be get screen width. So we get screen height. So we'll be returning the screen height. I don't know whether I really should just do it inline here, because they are very simple methods. We're not honestly doing much. Nah, it's probably best if I separate it. It's gonna end up being a lot of code. The setting file is, and if I put it all in the head, it's just gonna get overwhelming. Turn the window size vector. Turn the window size. The width of the window, of the application window. If we go back to core engine, so this doesn't take into account, not using the SDL CPP, doesn't take into account the fact that it's a what's it called? It's a retina display. So as a result, I need to store that as well somewhere. Retina variables. I'm going to change. Ooh. So done. Okay, I'll have to update that later because for now I'm just going to deal with these right here. If we go to the CPP, add these in like so. Not really going to bother with comments in the CPP file because you can access the comments for these particular methods in the header. Plus, there's nothing complex going on. If there is something complex going on in the source, then I'll add it. So return this screen size dot width. Yeah, I know what it's moaning about. Still need to put it within the scope of the class. So if I copy and paste this, also recorded a new OpenGL video last night which was covering colors in lighting, so feel free to check that out. That will be up definitely by the time you watch this video. So okay, we got that done, and now what we're going to do is for setting the screen size, what you don't want to do, if you only want to set the screen width, for example, you don't want to have to get the height again. So we're going to change this to get screen width. Get screen height. Nope, not the one I want to change. So set the screen width, set the screen height, and yes, I know I'll put set Z. It needs to be an S instead of a Z. Now what we can do is copy and paste this into the CPP. And in here we need to copy this. We got the scope. We can access everything that we want. So if we do done. No, not there. Okie dokie. So if we do this screen size dot width equals screen width, change this to a height. Yeah, this project is definitely coming along now, apart from the fact that this is the screen height. Build, that's all good. Now if we go to the core engine CPP, this instead of returning the entire vector, because that's not very efficient if we only just want the one parameter. If we was returning it and putting it into, let's say, a variable which we was using several times later on in that class, for example, that would be okay. But as we're only using it as a one sort of here for now, we're going to change this to get screen width. This is just a more efficient way of doing things. Get screen height. I'm just going to copy and paste this and copy it to, I believe it was in the core, now in the SDL folder, and the other folder as well, actually, for that matter. So one thing I'm actually going to do is we've set the default size to, I believe, 640 by 480, but in the SDL all we're going to do is, have I got a IO stream in here? No, I need to put a quick IO stream. That's one. IO include IO stream. See what time it is. About another 5 minutes, and then I'll have to end this video. Sorry about it being a short video. I will try and make them. I know I will make them longer. and there's no try about it. Do or do not, as Yoda would say. So IO stream std cout window pointer, and I need to get I never understand why this window keeps getting my own methods. Why would it be doing that? Ignoring that, how do I get? Let's get rid of this for now. We got it right. Window, that's window event. I don't want window event. If I go SDL get screen size, current display mode, that could be potentially what we want. Where is it? Get the number of current displays. Is that what I want? What was that other one? There was one called get window size. Could that be what I want? Looks like I could just do are there any problems with this? We'll always evaluate true, or bet it will. That's a method, sorry. Dot width. And you gotta pass in the window. You gotta pass in a int of x and y. I'm gonna put x, y. It should be a reference. Where is the symbol on my keyboard? Requires an initializer. Actually, what is this moaning about? How to get the screen size, let's have a look. That what they only just pass it in as a reference. Invalid operand. Because it was within here. So now I can just put X, for example, run that. It's going to be interesting. Still say 640 though. So look at this instead. Because I have a feeling this might just be getting the core values that we've passed in, let's say. So I'll get rid of that, change this to width. I don't know why I call it X and Y. I was having a big history of it before, hence why I created that simple union vector. That's the one. it's double the width and double the height, so it's going to be 1280 by 960, I believe. So if we get height, yeah, I'm gonna have to end this video in a second. 720 though the height is. Should be 960. That does not make sense. Or does it? Let's have a look. Go to the core engine. No, that doesn't, because double that would be 960. If I would put 640 for example, whack that in here. What does it return now? Still returning the same value. So the question is, why is it doing that compared to this one? So we had width and height, assuming that's what it is. So get display mode. My alarm numbers turn off. The display DPI. Must be a simpler way of doing that. Isn't that the one we get this desktop display mode, or should we get get display mode? And now this is about the desktop. I don't want the desktop. I want the display mode. Or I want the actual window display mode. So now doesn't like this whatsoever. Invalid window. What was meant to be passed in is meant to be the window and the mode. So if I change this to window, rerun it, 480, but that's the original value, which it is not what we want at all. But it'll be within here. So again, I'm gonna have to end this video now. What I'm gonna do is commit this code to GitHub. After, I'll quickly do that now for you. Let me just get the entirety of the project. So copy that into GitHub, like so. Place. We'll go to GitHub. So day 5 aka 6. I believe it's 5 aka 6 and not 4. Let's have a quick look. Did I only do day? Actually, I haven't uploaded day 4, I don't believe. Yeah, I still need to upload day 4. So I'll get that done as well. So I'm missing a day. Let me get that done for you. I'm missing a few days actually, a couple of days. So no, okay, that's all done. So feel free to check that out. Feel free to contribute. Feel free to recommend anything, and we'll get to this when I get back to doing the next video. And yeah, we are finally making progress now. We are getting somewhere in these videos. It's only a short one. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day, and yeah, just stay cool. So stop.